at a great price. La Coretta proudly supports Blue Devil Sports, and they're open 7 days a week, even until 10 p.m. every night except Sunday. So dine in with them today or give them a call at 276-386-7000 for call-in orders. Again, that's 276-386-7000. And they're located next to Weber City Drug on U.S. Highway 23 in Weber City.
And we are back here on the Carter Trent Funeral Homes halftime show. Of course, as we mentioned just before that break, had his power surge here, trying to get everything squared away. Some of the lights still coming back on, scoreboards as well. Time is frozen with 5:43 left here at halftime. But anyway, Mr. Carr, take us around the country in sports. What's going on today?
Well, we've got some... They're just announcing it's going to take about 20 minutes for the light to come back on. Sorry, folks, I was listening to him. But there's some football scores coming in case you've missed out if you've been in a bubble today. Last night, Washington brings home the Pac-12 conference. I don't know if this was, I honestly didn't watch it. I don't know if it's a defensive struggle or just a lack of offense, but they won over Utah 10-3.
Of course, Utah's quarterback, he's only played the last 4 games. He was a new starter that came in. Of course, they'd won 7 of the last 8 coming into that game. A lot of people had Utah, picked to go to the Rose Bowl. Of course, those two teams will not be a factor in the college football playoff, so they'll go to their rightful bowl game affiliation, if they will. So it'll be the Washington Huskies will be going to the Rose Bowl.
Right. In a game I'm sure everyone's waiting to hear the score on today, your Iowa State Cyclones, I was about to say Hawkeyes, that's Iowa. Iowa State Cyclones took down Drake 27-24. Also, I listened to the end of this game. Oklahoma almost was upset by Texas. Pulls it out in the last minutes of safety with about 5 minutes to go. Completely turned that game around. They win the Red River Shootout, 39-27.
The Red River Shootout Part 2. Of course, earlier, this season, Texas, which had a 21-point advantage, Oklahoma came back. Of course, they got that field goal at the end. Texas won. Of course, with that game, it has a lot of college playoff implications. But, talking about that game in itself, Texas had a 27-21 lead. They were averaging 7.6 yards per play in the first half. They were averaging 1.2 in the second half as Oklahoma shut them down and, again, took that win. So they will look to try to slide in maybe that 4th slot in the college football playoff.
So you're saying that some college coaches make adjustments at halftime for defense?
Not in Tennessee, but yes.
What a concept.
In other places, yes.
Well, moving right along, they were trailing for a good portion of the game, but Central Florida pulls out the win over Memphis, 56-41. They extend their nation's longest winning streak right now. They're saying they want some of Alabama. I don't know. That might be a time where they bite off more than they could chew there.
Exactly.
Speaking of Alabama, trailed most of the game. At one point, Georgia was up by a couple of touchdowns. The quarterback goes out hurt. Speaking of hurt, Jalen Hurts comes in, leads the Tide back for a 35-28 victory over Georgia. That should just about guarantee Alabama into the top 4. I think I already had them penciled in about week 2 before the season started. And one game, I always like to watch Boise State. I think it's just the blue field. But right now they're trailing Fresno State 7-0. A little bit later tonight, Ohio State takes on Northwestern. I'd like to say Northwestern's got a shot to pull the upset because I'm not a huge Ohio State fan, but I think this one could get ugly.
It's next week, looks like, talking about Army-Navy. Army coming into this one ranked for the first time in a long time in this matchup. Navy coming in, of course, the last few years, Navy's come in with the better record, maybe going to a bowl game. This year, it's the Black Knights from Army.
Well, that's one game I just enjoy watching. Mm-hmm. My dad kind of fusses at me. He was in the Navy because I really don't have a favorite for the game. The pageantry of it, the patriotism they always display, that's one of my favorite games of the season to watch.
And next year, you'll possibly see Greenville's Cade Ballard Of course, he's going to the military, or he's going to West Point. With that, of course, the Mr. Football foray. Again, congratulations to the Green Devils, back-to-back state champions in the state of Tennessee, 30 straight wins, again, for Greenville.
Speaking of Alabama's big win, Sweet Home Alabama's just queued up. Maybe they're listening to us right now. There's been some bowl placements that have taken place. It looks like Louisiana Lafayette's going to the Cure Bowl. That's a new one on me.
The what?
The Cure Bowl.
Spell that, please.
C-U-R-E.
Okay, I didn't know what you were saying at the speed of what you were saying. So
I'm sorry. But Appalachian State, with their big win today, they're going to be going to the New Orleans Bowl. The Bahamas Bowl is going to be, it looks like Florida International and Toledo. The Hawaii Bowl's been set. That's La Tech against Hawaii. Imagine that. I bet Hawaii will draw a crowd for that game.
You would think so.
And the Arizona Bowl is going to have Arkansas State in it.
Of course, now, as we go back up through here, you were talking about, Appalachian State. Of course, we'll be at Tennessee High broadcasting the girls' game. You know, if I think we should cover that game in New Orleans.
Oh, absolutely.
I think App State needs us. Gate City Sports Radio on the road in New Orleans.
Without a doubt. What could possibly go wrong?
Get Tweetsy Railroad to sponsor us. We're there.
So if you're looking to sponsor Gate City Sports Radio on the road, covering the bowls, please let us know.
I would gladly dress in my black and yellow and become a mountaineer.
Ooh, black and yellow, the song as it says. All right, so we've had a little bit of fun here as we get ready for the second half. Both teams are out warming up. We'll take a quick break, come back. A breakdown of the stats from the first half, get you ready for the second half. Again, you're listening to the Carter Trent Funeral Homes Halftime Show here on the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
For exceptional Mexican food and the perfect place to stop in before heading out to watch another Gate City victory, La Carreta Express in Weber City offers a tremendous menu of authentic Mexican cuisine at a great price. La Carreta proudly supports Blue Devil Sports, and they're open 7 days a week, even until 10 p.m. every night except Sunday. So dine in with them today or give them a call at 276-386-7000 for call-in orders. Again, that's 276-386-7000. And they're located next to Weber City Drug on U.S. Highway 23 in Weber City.
And we're back here. Clock still frozen as we stand in time, still in time. But, you know, we talked about in reference to the ball game, it's a tale of two quarters. Gate City with a 37-16 advantage after one. Eastside outscored them 23-10 in the second quarter. The shooting percentage for Gate City in the first quarter, they were shooting 82%. In the second quarter, 56%, dropped almost 30 points. In retro, Eastside increased theirs. They're almost shooting 50% now, so starting to even out a little bit.
That's a little worrisome, Joe, that we put 37 on the board in the first quarter and then only 10 in the second quarter.
And you alluded to the rebounding differential, disparaging, all those are big words.
It is very disparaging to see the differential in the rebound stats.
19 rebounds for Eastside against 15 for Gate City. 3 offensive rebounds for Gate City, 7 offensive rebounds for Eastside. They are controlling it, and off the misses doesn't bode well. Again, Gate City may get through this one, but when we start seeing some teams with bigger front lines, it's going to be a tall order. As you talk about a Wise Central that's got some bigger guys inside, good post players. It's going to be interesting to see.
This extra halftime could be a good thing. Maybe it's made Eastside go cold. It's given us a little bit of a chance to maybe make some adjustments.
We'll see as we're about ready to get underway. We've got Mr. Rob Ferguson back from sabbatical.
From turning the lights off?
Yep.
Pulling the extension cord loose.
Even though most of the lights aren't on, guys, they're going to go ahead. It's not that dark. It's just not perfect conditions, but we're at about 80% of the lights. So this being an exhibition game, they're going to go ahead and get everything started, and it actually doesn't look like at all it's going to take. As Eastside gets the ball in, Eastside will be traveling left to right on your radio dials. There's a fight for the ball underneath. and it's going to be a jump ball, and possession arrow is going to go to Gate City.
As we mentioned the other night, a lot more in girls' games than boys' games. That's the first one tonight.
Wow. Irvin with the ball as he passes the ball over to the corner. And pass inside and goes up again, no good. Rebounded by Irvin. Irvin comes flying in, no good. As they fight for the rebound underneath, it was a little hard for us to see as the referee was between us and the action.
But it's good to see at least Gate City getting some offensive rebounds.
Yep.
7:29, third quarter, still 47-39.
A lot of contact, no foul. Irvin throws up 2 shots, no good. So we have missed 5 shots as we have a steal right there by Dean. Dean looking to take the ball. 10-footer, no good. Irvin with the rebound. Irvin needs to go up strong this time, and he does. Irvin needed to go up, as I just said, Joe, he needed to go up strong and quit trying to just lob it in. As we put a little pressure on the Spartans bringing the ball across the court. Here comes big number 20, looking to get the ball in. They get the ball down underneath. He's looking to drive on Irvin. Pass 3-pointer from the left corner. It's going to be short. Rebounded by Vermillion as it's taken away, and let's see what they call. It's going to be a call on Vermillion, I believe, as he slid across the floor. On Sally. They went diving across the floor for the ball, and even though it went back to Eastside, they foul called on Gate City. So it'll be Eastside at the top, trying to set a screen. They're going to look for a wide open 3 as he takes the ball in. Here comes Vermillion. Vermillion to Irvin. Irvin drives over from the right side to the left side. Looks out front, taking the ball inside. Yes! A lot of contact, no foul. Bradley Dean taking the ball in. As there's going to be a quick timeout. Eastside not happy to see what they've seen. So we'll leave it right here with 6:24 to go, 51-39. So
quick 4-0 run as we've opened up to get in the second half. Again, that's going to give Dean 19 points for the game, 28 for Zach Irvin so far. Good to see, though, that Gate City a little bit more active on the offensive glass than they were in the first half to get those and be able to put back in. But, of course, Eastside has missed their first 2 shots coming out as well. So, as you alluded to, maybe they've got a little bit cold, and Gate City's picking up where they left off in the first quarter.
The first 2 possessions Gate City had here in the second half were a little timid going up with the ball. Irvin got the ball here at the third possession on a rebound, and he went up strong. No one was going to stop him. So just need to take the ball strong. Maybe not shoot the 32-foot 3-pointers. Look for a little something more. But again, with this being an exhibition game and the clock and all this going on, so just a lot of excitement here tonight for a first game. Great atmosphere for a preseason game, as you may want to call it. As almost a travel by Eastside. Eastside gets the ball up to the right post. He drives down underneath, back up to the post. 3-pointer from the top of the key. No good. Rebounded by Sally. Sally to Dean. Dean to Irvin. Irvin from 10 foot with 2 people on him. No good. Here comes Eastside wanting to push the ball, wanting to take the ball all the way, and he's going to. And it's going to be blocked by Dean. Long 3-pointer, no good, in and out for Eastside. Rebound, and there's going to be a foul called. In and out 3-pointer by Eastside, and there's going to be a foul on Bradley Dean on a rebound. That was a hustle foul, Joe.
Yes, indeed. Dean's first foul. Of course, we're not really in any trouble. Sally's got 2. Irvin's got 1. Vermillion has 1. And Starnes has 1. As, again, there's 5:41 left, third quarter. Gate City 51. Eastside 39.
Eastside looks to throw the ball in underneath their own basket as the pass is almost lost.
Kind of surprised him.
Yeah, he's like, what in the world? As the pass rolled up the arm of the Eastside defender. He misses the layup. Great give and go underneath. Irvin got the ball. Passed the ball underneath to Sally, who had ran past all the Eastside defenders. Great hustle by Sally, and he makes the layup. Great ball movement. Has taken the ball to the rim this way. is going to be Powers. Eastside coach, I believe, did not like the way they're getting back on defense, so they're going to call another 30-second timeout. So
Powers' bucket right there was the first score for Eastside in the second half. Again, with almost 3 minutes to go on, that's going to give him 12 on the game. As again, it's good to see the second